Capitalism versus communism. There's a good chance you've heard the debate before. First, let me explain each term. We'll start off with capitalism. Capitalism is an economic or political system in which a country's trade and industry is controlled by private owners for profit rather than by state. With communism, property is publicly owned. Now let's just focus on capitalism for a little. Capitalism is free enterprise, meaning an economic system in which private business operates in competition and largely free of state control. This is good because having competition creates a very efficient economy. For example, if me and you were both selling scissors and I sold the exact same ones for a less expensive price, this would force you to have to compete and try to regain an edge against me by doing things like creating better quality scissors, making them more readily available at more locations, or trying to compete with the competition's low price, which in this case is me. This creates a very efficient economy.
Communism creates a lack of motivation for companies to compete because everything is publicly owned and money does not get inherited, but rather goes to the government. For capitalism, however, money gets inherited and is also privately owned. Adam Smith called it the invisible hand, because in capitalism, everything automatically works itself out. In communism, the government has to choose what resources they should invest their money in, whereas in capitalism, these things work themselves out because of free enterprise. In communism, there is equality. However, in capitalism, everyone is given an equal opportunity.
I want it all. Money, fast cars, diamond rings, gold chains, and champagne. They should every damn thing. I want it all. Houses, expenses, my own business, a truck, and a couple of Benzes. I want it all. Money, fast cars, diamond rings.
Despite all the pros of capitalism, if there aren't laws set by government, capitalism can be bad. An example of what can happen in capitalism without laws to regulate it is that one can create a monopoly. A monopoly exists when a specific person or enterprise is the only supplier of a particular commodity. Therefore, the monopoly does not have any competitors in its industry and is able to raise prices whenever they want. The recurring theme here is that competition is what drives our economy. With that in mind, the US government realized that they would have to put laws in place in order to fine-tune capitalism. One of the laws that was put in place was a law that prohibits companies from monopolizing. Therefore, capitalism isn't perfect by itself, and you still do need a government to regulate it. Adam Smith believed that self-interest and competition would be the two driving forces behind capitalism. The reason capitalism would work in regards to self-interest is because people would realize if they create the best products for the best prices, they will become the most successful. Therefore, by having more self-interest and wanting to become more successful for yourself, you are actually bettering society and bettering the economy.